Hello. It's about noontime here on Sunday. We took out the old engine, not old engine, it's a new engine, but it was broken, and put in a second engine. And you can see they're just finishing up right now with buttoning up. We're doing all the plumbing, the wiring, the cabling. There's quite a bit of stuff that goes and connects. It's a very complex piece of equipment, and what really complicates it is the fact that everything is so close together. There's no room in there. There's a lot of reasons for that, but that's what it is. So new engine's in, it's starting to get exciting, and pretty soon we're going to fire it up and see how it runs. I'm going to show you. So what you're looking at here, I'll point out to this. These are fuel pumps, and there's 4 of them. There's 2 on top and 2 on the bottom, and they feed fuel from the fuel tank here, and it goes in there through a complicated thing that I don't quite understand, and it runs over here into the engine where there's 16 injectors with a big fuel rail log and a whole bunch of other stuff. And that's just the fuel part. This is the transmission right here, and that's the bell housing that houses the clutch. And this is the oil container for the dry sump. Oil is not good when it's hot. It could burn, obviously, and fuel could burn. And these things explode. So this is a double shield right here. You can see on the fuel lines we've got steel tubing over the cable. In case something catastrophic happens, it protects it so that we don't get a breakage, because that would cause fire. Fire, bad. These are the air shifters for the transmission. There's 4 of them because we shift 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We start out first with a clutch. And these are the solenoids, and that's basically what bangs the gear in. So, you know, when I hit a button, there's compressed CO2, just shoves that gear into place. That's my brakes. These are carbon discs, and they're good below 100 miles an hour. Above 100, if I touch the brakes, they would turn white hot instantly and disintegrate and probably do some damage. So that's not to say I don't touch the brakes at high speeds. I do, but very, very, very little, and that's really just to control wheel spin. What else? In the fuel tank this time, we're going to try methanol. That's a brand new fuel for us. We've never run methanol before. Methanol burns at a rate about twice that of gasoline. So before we were burning 3-4 gallons per run. Now we're burning maybe 6 to 8 gallons per run. Maybe more. We don't really know. The advantages to methanol is we can run higher boost with less risk of detonation, which means we can make more power, and the exhaust valves run cooler. So those are 2 big advantages, and we're going to try to make use of those advantages and go faster. That's the whole idea. Hopefully the rear end will hold up this time. So right now they're plumbing in the intercooler. Then we've got all the cables, there's a ton of wiring, cabling. These red things here, these are the parachute releases right here. Is that right, Greg? Parachute releases. And we've got them this year fired by air as well as manual. You have to have manual here too. So these are the air lines, these are the manual lines. So if the air fails for whatever reason, take my hand off the wheel, pull the lever. These are the oil lines right here. Bring oil. That keeps the engine alive right here. And new this year we ran those blue hoses, those 1-piece hoses. Before we had tubing with connectors on either end, and they were really hard to take apart because everything was so tight. Now it's just a single hose right here. So to take it apart, you undo one, just fold it out of the way. That works a lot easier. These right here are the parachutes, upper chute, lower chute, and this is my shifter right here. So I start off with a clutch in first. I engage right here. This engages the transmission. I flip that first, put in the clutch, and then as I get pushed off, let out the clutch, drive the car off, and then shift 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then neutral with this. And if these things fail for parachutes, and I've got my releases right here. Another modification we made to the car last year. You guys followed us last year, then you remember we were adding ice with an upside down cone, traffic cone. We flipped it upside down and shoved ice through it because our opening was only this big. It was like one of these, just a regular water opening. This year we had a big opening. No more cones. Now we can just dump ice right in there. So another phase of the story. This isn't as cool as the upside down cone, but it's going to make loading ice a lot easier. You see all the bolts holding it and how beefy it is. It's got reinforcements on the inside because if it does get under pressure, they'll bubble out. This is also a protective mechanism for me. This is water, well, ice and water, and this is ice and water. If we blow a tire, these tires are like bombs. They could go up, down, or this way, and I'm sitting right there, or Kenny's sitting right there. So these things are going to act as buffers and hopefully stop the tire from entering the driver's compartment, doing some damage to the legs and feet.
Hey, so you heard it fire. Sounds good, smells good, feels good from what Kenny tells me. It feels good standing out here next to it, but we're not recording data like we're supposed to. There's something wrong with the dash. We brought a spare dash, so we're swapping out the dashes now and seeing if that'll do it. It's just not seeming to be a very robust unit. You know, everything's hooked up correct, double-checked everything. We need to record data. We can't run out here without recording data. We need to learn, so we're not going to run until we figure this problem out. But once we figure this out, I think then we're going to have lunch and go.